practicals of the advanced practical for looping statement part 2. So before headed to this practicals, I would like to tell you that the 7th practical in which we are checking whether the given number is perfect number or not, that I have already covered in the separate YouTube video. So if you have not gone through that video, you can go to my channel and from the course Ultimate Course for C Programming, you can find this video and watch it now. So in today's class, I am going to talk about the 6th practical and 8th practical. So we are going to perform the 6th practical and 8th practical. So let me erase the 7th one. Now, first of all, I would like to perform this practical, that is, write a program to find out sum of first and last digit of given number. I am going to perform this practical because similar kind of logic we have implemented in previous programs. So first I would like to include stdio.h, then int main. Now inside int main I am writing return 0, which is common to all programs. Now I have to take one number from user, so that's why I am taking integer n, and here printf say enter a number, right? Now here it will be scanf %d and n. Now, so user will be able to enter a number. Now what was the logic for? We have performed a similar program in which I was finding the sum of digits. This practical is little modification of that practical. In this practical I just want to find sum of first and last digit. So suppose user have entered 1, 2, 3, then the first digit is 1 and last digit is 3, and I want to find the sum of them. So for that I am taking first is f digit and second is l digit to store the value of first and last digit. Right. Now can anyone tell me that how can I find this 3 from 1 to 3? If I just want this 3 from 1 to 3, how can I do that? 1, 2, 3 modulo 10, right? So in similar way, if I just want to find the last digit, it is very easy for me, because I can just do n modulo 10 and I will find that digit. So I got the last digit, that is 3. I got 3. But now how can I get 1? Because one may say that ma'am, we can use similar while loop that we have used in previous programs. So I am doing n greater than 0, and for each n I am doing n divided by 10. So with every iteration the last digit will be chopped up. So at first iteration n's value is 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 greater than 0. Now it will become 1, 2, 3 divided by 10. Now n is integer, so it will be 1, 2, 3.3. But the answer is new n will be 12 only, right? So here new n will be 12. New n will be 12. So after these iterations, n's value is updated to 12. Now it will check again that if this 12 is again greater than 0, yes it is greater than 0. So 12 divided by 2, that is 1.2. So it will do updated value as 1. Now I don't want to go further, but this iteration will still happening because 1 greater than 0, and it will become 1 divided by 0, that is 0.1. So n become 0, and now when it comes out, n will be 0. I don't want this. I want when n was 1, I just want to stop it, right? So how can I do? So instead of, let me erase this extra comments. So instead of greater than 0, if I write n greater than 9, divide n with 10. So what will happen? First it will divide with 1, 2, 3 with 10. So it will be 12. New n will be 12. Now 12 greater than 9. So it will be again dividing it with 10. So it now new n become 1. Now when new n become 1 is not greater than 9. So it will not go out of this loop and it come out of this loop. And at this stage n will be the first digit, right? N will be the first digit. If you don't understand this logic right now, then you can just take a pen and paper, write each iteration and value of each variable after this iteration and check how exactly these loops are performing. So at this stage, value of n is the first digit. So I can just loop 1, 3, first digit equal to n, assigning value of n to first digit. You can directly use value of n or you can also assign this value, right? Now I am doing sum equal to f digit plus l digit, and now I am printing printf slash n sum of first and last digit is percentage d, and here it will be sum, right? Now this program is incorrect. It will not give correct output for each and every number. Let me show you. So first I am saving this program, then compiling it and running it. What is the issue? Sum is not declared. Okay, Baba, I'm doing declaring sum and compile it and run it. So 1, 2, 3. Answer is 4. One may say, ma'am, it is giving me correct output. Okay, let's use another number, that is 12. So answer is 3. Oh, it is giving me correct output. But still I am saying that it is not correct program. Why? Because if I again compile it and run it, and if I reach 4, 4 is also a number. First digit of 4 is 4 and last digit of 4 is 4. So here actually the answer should be 0 plus 4, that is 4. Right? But what answer I am getting? 8. Why? Because for the program I have written, the first and last digits are different. So how can I modify this program in such a way that I get the correct answer? So I am going to find first and last digit only when the number is greater than 9, that is having more than 2 digits. If it is not having more than 2 digits, then I am not going to do this entire thing. So this if will be performed only if the number is greater than 9. Else, what is the sum? If the number is single digit, sum is equal to n. The original value is n is assigned to sum. Now let me save this program, compile it and run it, and if I am hitting enter by 4, answer is 4. Now it is correct. Now let me check for other numbers as well. So if I am entering 149, it is 6. Yes, it is correct. So now my program is giving correct output because it is including all the cases. So this is how I can perform a program to find out sum of first and last digit of given number. Right. Now this program is already performed, so let me just erase it. Now there is only one program remains for this practical list, that is to check whether the given number is prime number. So basically this practical is divided into 2 parts. First part is saying either write a program to check whether the given number is prime number, or you can also take a range from user and print all the prime numbers in between this range. So I am going to perform this entire practical. So first let me tell you what exactly the prime number is. The prime number is a number which is divisible by only 1 or the number itself. So 7 is prime number because it cannot be divisible by other numbers than 1 and 7, right? You can only divide 7 with 1 and 7. Similarly for 3, 5, 11, such numbers, they are called prime numbers. one thing, 1 is not prime number as well as it is not composite number, right? So this is basically the mathematical terms. Now understand the logic that you can implement. So first of all, you can just pause this video and try to implement this logic by using loops by yourself. If you don't understand and don't get the answer, you can go further with the video. So what can I do to check if the number is prime or not? So first I will take one integer variable from user to enter the number to be checked for prime number, right? So printf enter the number to check if it is prime number or not, right? So prime number or not. So now user will be able to enter the number using scanf. So here it's %d, here it will be and here scanf is completed, right? Now what I can do? Now what I can do for number n, I know that n will be divisible by n itself and 1. So I have to check for the range 2 to n minus 1 that if the number is divisible by any of this number between this range or not. So what is my range? 2, 3 up to n minus 1. How can I get this range? For I am taking variable I equal to 2, I is less than or equal to n minus 1. I am going to tell you another logic for n minus 1. Right now just understand it is n minus 1 and then I plus. Every time I am checking if this number can divide my entered number n or not. So how can I check how can I know that the number is divisible by any of this range? First I will check for 2, then I will check for 3 up to n minus 1. So every time I am checking that if n modulo I is equal to 0 or not. What if it is 0? If it is 0, that means suppose for n equal to 2, suppose I have entered 9 as here, suppose I have entered 9, right? So what will be the range? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I am going to check for this number if this number can divide 9 or not. So here first I will be 2. For 2, 9 modulo 2 is not equal to 0. That means 2 cannot be divided 9. But when it come out of the loop, 3 can divide 9. So I am going to check this range in this way, right? So if any of the number from this range can divide my number n, then I am setting flag equal to 1. So here I am taking one variable flag which is having initial value as 0. So initially flag contains 0, but its value become 1 only when some number from this range divide number n, and I am immediately breaking the operation. So now my loop will be terminated because I know that the number is not prime number anymore because it is divisible by some number. So I can check if the number is prime or not. How? By at the end of this loop it will check if the value of flag equal to 0. That means none of this number can divide it. That's why it never goes inside this statements, and flag is initially 0 and it is initially 0. That means number is prime number. If flag is 1, that means sometimes it goes inside this. That means some number have divided. Because this condition is true, then only this can be executed. If this condition is false all the times, that means the number could not be divisible by any of the number from this range. So here at that time I can print the number is prime number, right? So if flag is, when flag could become 1, initially flag is 0, when flag could become 1, if any value of i's value is ranged from 2 to n minus 1. If any value of I divide n, then only it become 1. So if flag is 1, that means some number have divided n with I, right? So at that time, else मतलब flag is equal to 1. So at that time number is not prime number because some number can divide it. So here I can just copy this and paste it over here. Is not a prime number. Is a prime. Let me save this program. This is not correctly implemented logic. I will tell you why. Here I is not declared. Okay Baba, I am declaring it. So let me copy this program, save this, compile it and run it. So if I am entering 4, number is not a prime number because 4 can be divisible by 2. If I am entering say 11, then number is a prime number because 11 cannot be divisible by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So this program is still not correct. Why? Because number 1 is not a prime number or it is not a composite number. So if user have entered 1, what if user have entered 1? Say if user have entered 1, let me check what is the output. So if user have entered 1, the number is prime number. But I know that prime 1 is not prime or composite. So I am checking at initial stage. I am checking if n equal to 1. If n equal to 1, then printf number 1 is not a prime number or composite number. Okay, but still this program is incorrect. Why? Let me show you. If I am entering 1 right now, it will print number 1 is a prime number or composite number, but it's still printing the number is a prime number. Why? Because after executing this if, it is still executing this statement because it is outside of it. So I can do two things. Either I can write else over here and inside this else I am writing this entire code. So it will not be executed simultaneously with if. So if I am doing like this, compile it and run it, and you can see it is printing just one statement. Otherwise, what you can do, if you don't want to do this, you can do another thing. Let me show you. You can include one library, that is include stdlib, or you can see anything .h, and there is a function in this program, in this library, that is exit. And inside exit, if you write 0, then it will immediately exit the program, right? So this exit is used to exit from program. So I is not declared. Okay, so this is an extra comma. That's why it is happening. Let me save this program, compile it. Okay, now if I am entering 1, you can see I am getting the similar output. So you can either use exit or you can use if else. So this is how you can perform a program to check whether the given number is prime number. Now this is the homework program for you guys to take a range from users and print all the prime numbers in between this range. So suppose user have entered say 17 to 45, you have to print all the prime numbers that rest in between this range. So this is the homework program for you. Now, if you don't understand how to perform that program, you can comment below the comment section and ask me. Later on I will add that program solution in the description box, so you can check that out. Now, one hint for you guys is you can use nested loop. So whatever range you are taking is outer loop, and whatever logic right now you are implementing, it will be inside the outer loop, right? So it will be inner loop. So this is how you can perform a program to check whether the given number is prime number or not. I hope you guys understand. If you don't understand, just repeat this video again and see the logic. Try to implement this logic with various alternatives and check what error you are getting, and then only you will be able to understand the logic. So this is how you can perform this program. We have completed with our looping programs. So if you have any doubt, you can comment below the comment section and ask me. See you in the next class. Thank you so much.